But I want to bring in the other panelists. Now, Shri Iyer, you are somebody who's obviously followed the Chidambaram case very closely. When Dr. Subramanian Swamy puts out a tweet of this nature, clearly he's propounding a conspiracy theory here. And while we understand that nothing has been ruled out by the Mumbai police, including foul play in Indrani Mukherjee's drug overdose case, should anyone be jumping to any conclusions at this stage or pointing fingers without any substantial evidence? Or should we just let the police do their job? What is your take on this entire controversy?
I think we should examine the facts. First off, the lookout circular that was supposed to have been issued against Karthi somehow got leaked and Karthi got a date. Likewise, a special report that was filed by the CBI that was supposed to be for the eyes of Supreme Court only gets found in the bedroom of Mr. P. Chidambaram. So there are facts that precede this incident that leads one to believe that there may be more going on here than meets the eye. Of course, it is a little bit inconvenient for the BJP government in Maharashtra because it is happening under their watch and law and order is their responsibility that a certain thing such as poisoning took place. But I think the SIT has now been ordered and they should look into all ways in which the food could have been delivered to Indrani Mukherjee. For example, not just look at it from number of pills, but if the poison indeed or the dosage came by the way of her food.
Okay, Mr. Iyer, you're making the point that there's more to it than meets the eye and you're somehow linking it to the fact that Karthi Chidambaram recently got bail, but you're also making the important point that there is a BJP government in Maharashtra and at the end of the day, they really are responsible for what goes on in
Absolutely.
Mr. Iyer, you were raising your hand,
Absolutely.
sir. Feel free to make your point, but the question that I want to outline, since she was locked up, that Indrani Mukherjee has been hospitalized. In 2015, you would recall, sir, she was admitted to the same hospital in a semi-conscious condition after a suspected overdose of antidepressant pills. So as some of our panelists have pointed out, why is it not possible that this was an attempted suicide? We don't know what happened.
Neha, first off, I think Dr. Swamy warned about something like this happening a few weeks ago, specifically with respect to Indrani Mukherjee. Now, on 8th of April, Dr. Swamy has again tweeted that a certain officer of the Enforcement Directorate, Rajeshwar Singh, his name was publicly mentioned by Mr. Chidambaram, and he is the officer who has been carrying out most of the investigation in the Aircel Maxis case. He said that Mr. Rajeshwar Singh should also be protected. See, there is a pattern here, and just saying that this is innuendo, the process to be followed, and there is something sensationalism, I don't buy that because we have to follow the timeline at which time the warning is given. And in case of in the other situation where it was thought that she might have committed suicide, see, the IMX media case is a really murky state of affairs. Who knows who else is involved, who doesn't want any more truths to come out. I'm not going to talk about that. I just want to stay to the fact of the case with respect to this recent overdose. So there have been tweets by Dr. Swamy cautioning, and I think the SIT should also look into the fact that
I don't think people understand the difference between a civil suit and a criminal trial.
Okay, so Gaurav Gupta, the lawyer on the panel,
The standard of evidence is completely different.
Okay.
It's not preponderance of probabilities. It's beyond reasonable doubt. So let's stop casting aspersions.
Okay, so Gaurav Gupta, Mr. Iyer, I will let you respond to that. Gaurav Gupta is making the point that, none of us have any business casting aspersions on anyone. So you were talking about how you believe that a pattern has emerged as far as the INX media case is concerned. It's a sensitive case. We all know Indrani is a key witness. Yes, the Chidambarams are in the dock in that case. But should we really be sitting here and putting two and two together? Do any of us have any real evidence to suggest that A or B or C may have been involved in this episode of poisoning or drug overdose or whatever it might be? So, because this may very well amount to defamation.
Right.
Mr. Iyer, this may very well amount to defamation.
Absolutely right.
Listen, I'm not casting aspersions on anyone. All I'm saying is that a certain caution was given and a certain event takes place. All right? Now, it is for the SIT to come through and sift all the evidence and try to look at it from all different angles. There is no
insinuation is also defamation, sir.
All I'm saying
insinuation is also defamation, sir.
Let me finish my say.
Okay, so Gaurav Gupta disagreeing very strongly with Sri Iyer, saying, insinuations of this kind are defamatory in nature, and since none of us really are investigating the case or are in possession of any material evidence, we should all, back off and let the investigators do their job, not cast aspersions, not point